this go? Okay, looks like it's up on here. There we go, there's the Twitch. And then just checking the YouTube preview. Okay, good. Now I can send this straight out and it'll be accurate. Because, hello everybody, we are here with the new Limbus drop of a new Intervallo. And it looks fun. Mostly because it seems like a very Princess Maker orientated thing. And I actually like that game, even though I completely whiffed at it in my first playthrough. So hopefully this time it'll be better with Xichun. Let me trade over. I have no clue why all the mollies keep activating when I'm not even hitting their numbers on here. It is very annoying, but oh well. Just kind of have to put up with it. Probably should have preloaded this. Oh well. Surely it'll be fine. That's like basically my catchphrase. Surely it'll just work out. That's right, there's also a hotfix to a Ryoshu ID for some reason. Kurokomo Wakushu Ryoshu. Still no clue how any of these things happen, but alright. It just seems very strange how it's like as soon as something new comes, something old just breaks right open. As you can see, I have not touched this whatsoever, and also it is not just Xichun focused, but also Sinclair focused for whatever reason, even though he's like a young adult, not a kid. The family hierarchy proof. Also, actually, let me check my audio to see how... Because I know the voices are high, but just everything... Okay. Everything else was low. Gotcha. Now we can begin the family hierarchy proof. Also, I have no clue why my computer fans have started to, like, kick up again. It's been so long since they have it, now they're just doing it again. I even blasted them with the air can, so here's to hoping they don't start to break on me again. The hall was chill with a tense air, and those present all sat in complete silence. Then there was Xichun, with her lips slightly curled into a mirthless sneer. And at the center of it all sat Xichun, unsure of what to say next. Well, everyone. Smoothly takes control. Yeah, that's what's happening here. Honored heads of houses, lords of each family, their proxies, members, and little Xichun's guests, whose stay here at our H-Corp seems to be extending without a foreseeable end. Is it she checking from Q-Corp? What's up with her acting like she's any less of an outsider than we are? Also, if you can hear it, I'm just playing with my stupid sharpener again. I don't know why I need to fiddle with it. It just feels fun to do, and I have no clue why. Regardless of everything else, the fact that she hijacked the meeting from the get-go is ridiculous, especially with Xichun, the family hierarch herself, presiding over this official assembly. Clearly she is using the pretense of assisting the hierarch to assert her own dominance over these proceedings. Yeah, definitely, but like, just calm down there for a tiny bit, Otis. Seriously? I know we just fought a war and everything, but I think we finally reached the calm after the storm. So just don't do anything to make it worse, Otis. As we are all aware, venerable former GMU has always discussed with and confided in me about the matters of the greatest import, the momentousness of which steered the very course of H-Corp's prospects. Even after I departed the family for Q-Corp, venerable former GMU has always written missives to confer such matters with me. Something about it smelled suspicious, but we'd already missed the window to challenge her. Thus, as it naturally follows that I would be the inheritor of the venerable GMU's will, I shall be presiding over this regular assembly, which we convene now to discuss and determine the future of H-Corp. She has main character syndrome, Dante. That's what's going on here. Alright, these are interesting designs. I kinda like hers. Except the mirror thing, I guess. That's the only thing that's kind of questionable for me on it, but everything else is kind of nice on her. And he doesn't have a bad design. Your grace certainly befits your station, Lady Xichun. We are all impressed by your utmost dedication to the citizenry of Hongyan, despite your already saturated schedule. Alright, I completely forgot about the weird, like, tech sector of this family. I know we fought them during the family hierarchy war, but it's kind of weird seeing their design pop up again. We can hardly thank you enough for your magnanimity, Lady Xichun. My parents, a true shame that they couldn't be here, have always sung praises of your expertise. Good old Wang. Or Wang Zhao, I guess, because I think Wang is the family. As heads of some of those houses were under investigation for consorting with the forces foreign to Hongyan, their vacuum was filled by their children's generation, many of whom had the pleasure of meeting during the family hierarchy war. Very well, then shall we welcome Jia Xichun, the next person to sit upon the seat of Hongyan's family hierarchy. She barely got a word in, Xichun. Jeez. Just calm down. For many... Okay, actually, no. Dante, I forgive you for saying she has, like, main character syndrome. Jia Xichun's expression immediately sours as Xichun unceremoniously cuts off her self-introduction. That is one heck of a policy name. The distributive contribution rights auctioning policy, quarterly amnesty policy. Oh my god, these words, these sentences, jeez. I am not gonna even try to speak them. I'm just gonna read them. Okay, so it's just trying to force, or it's just trying to consolidate more power to specific individuals. God, this is just Congress, like, every single time. Every government. Oh, yeah, let's just give ourselves more power. Pretty much drawn to favor lining the podcast. Yeah, this is literally just government. That's quite an odd turn of phrase to refer to the bare minimum of respect the society might repay to its highest contributing members, don't you think? Oh, before we continue, Xichun, I'm not entirely certain if you're aware, but ever since the ascension of the new family hierarchy, the perceived value of Hongyan has been racing to rock bottom. Clearly, this demonstrates Hongyan's concern and its lack of faith in the newly appointed family hierarchy. Therefore, it naturally follows that our most urgent task at hand is to put a stop to this value and reputation freefall. Honestly, that's fair enough. If you had perused H-Corp's articles of association, you would have known that should H-Corp be deemed to be in a state of crisis, the four great houses and the board of directors' voice may also carry de facto power in the assembly. Of course it does. And the board of directors, that's us, has determined that we are now in a state of crisis. Okay, so we've gone from just, like, Congress to now corporation, basically. Quick, we need to grab all the money we can from this falling company or economy. These unseemly rumors and slander are tanking our value, which we have built up assiduously through years upon years of toil. So what is this if not a state of crisis? And who wouldn't doubt the new family hierarchy's qualities when this decline has coincided precisely with her ascension? Jia Xichun was somehow turning the room against Xichun without presenting a single shred of evidence. Of course, who needs evidence when you have emotions to play off of? No one stepped up to point out how Xichun's swift actions were what finally repelled the outside forces. Of course they wouldn't. Or how she deftly maneuvered her forces to quell the embers of war by taking control of the chaos within Daguanyan. She hasn't shown any glaring signs of incompetence since her ascension, despite her relative inexperience, but of course, the board of directors are just idiots, and just want to sap as much wealth as they can. Who needs evidence when you have all these things set against you, basically? I'm just gonna open up one of these. And then just checking since we're finally repelled the outside. Okay, good. Just making sure my voice isn't failing me or anything. Oh my gosh. We're all waiting for you to begin your briefing before the assembly regarding the last 30 years quarterly net revenue records for Hongyan Singularity-related businesses, your calculations on next year's fiscal debt forecasts, and the exact recipe and variation numbers for the bonuses that have been registered in the last 5 years. Thank you, Wei. Isn't that what? No, once in the history of Hongyan has the family hierarchy ever failed to provide immediate and detailed answers regarding... Yeah, except this is an entirely huge shake-up. Like... Of course, in the chaos, they aren't going to get every single statistic and information they can get, especially when so many are citing against her and are basically probably doing sabotage at this point. She must have known how the previous family hierarchies were all directly supplied with an immense repository of info through the Jiawang worm or something of the equivalent. And she's using it to target Xichun's weakness, knowingly asking questions she, the first family hierarch without the enamno worm, couldn't possibly answer. The responsibilities tied to the venerable seat of the hierarch, Jia Mu, are matched only by the great power bestowed upon it. Thus, how are we to leave the matters of the wing to someone who is unprepared for the task? I hope we kill you at the end of this. And yep, now we're doing a vote of no confidence in order to try and push out the person in power. Which is, I know that's much more of a parliamentary thing. Like, I don't want to talk politics, but this one is still very political focused, even if it also, yes, can happen in economics with, like, big corporations and stuff. But the vote of no confidence, I mostly hear from, like, British people and their parliament, maybe Canada as well, where it's like, we have no faith in the leading power, so we're just gonna try and push them out. And that's basically what's just happening here. And because we have Jia Chun leading the fight on this, and because of her, you know, expertise, her history with all this, she's easily gonna get a lot of people on her side. Never trust twats overly obsessed with numbers and optimizations. They'll be the first ones to kick you out the moment they no longer see you as useful. So true, Heathcliff. Oh, he's a leg shaker? Oh, I do that so much too. Man, Heathcliff, you're just like me, for real, for real. In H-Corp, should the Board of Directors unanimously vote in favor of the motion, certain parts of the family hierarch's powers will be removed. It's entirely possible that she will become a hierarch in name only. Are there any objections to bringing the motion of no confidence against the family hierarch? Come on, Huazhen. And you too, Wang Zhao, you sheepy jerk. And Zhu Baoshai, even, jeez. Yep, out with the old, in with the new, but everything stays the same. New family heads were just as uncooperative as ever, and everyone seemed to be solely interested in staying in Jia Wanchun's good graces. Let's go. Pop off, Don Quixote. Let's do this. I can't wait for this to get voiced now. I knew you wouldn't let this slide, Don Quixote. After all, you're the lesbian love interest for Xichun, apparently. That just keeps getting pushed every now and again. I'm not gonna hesitate to make myself heard again. This time I want to be Let's go, Sinclair! Break your egg! Come on! Let's do this together! They're gonna say two completely different things, aren't they? Let's go, Sinclair! Objection! And of course, Don Quixote does nothing. Thou hast evolved indeed. What an unmitigated pursuer of justice thou hast become, with such unrelenting fervor and utter disregard for decorum. Certainly mine efforts have finally borne fruit. Let's go, Don Quixote. Play to him. What happened to objecting together? Do you mean that we must voice our dissatisfaction through the official channels? Incredible. This is too good. For once, we have Sinclair trying to be courageous, and Don Quixote just like, yeah, we should do this through the normal means. You know, unlike the time I literally broke the glass with my lance to save that one family. You know, despite that, now we gotta do these things legally now. Incredible. I guess they're just saying this is how the Limbus Company rolls. Withdraw your objection. We'll consider this a momentary loss of control and not enter it as an official statement. Come on, Sinclair. Come on. Stand up. If not to give full... Yes, we do have full confidence in her abilities. I encourage you to elaborate. She is just a complete villainess, and I love it. When and how will Xichun demonstrate her aptitude for the responsibilities? His voice continues to shrivel into a corner. He can't, and how could anyone? How could anyone when all we had was a very clear view of her path to ascension? During the family hierarchy evaluation, Jia Bao Yu donated the coins he received from Xichun to you. Essentially, you pity partied your way to victory. Yeah, we did not pity party this. You can take that back. We just didn't want to win it. So we gave it to the person we thought was the next best one. Has there even been a single victory attained by your own hands? Jeez. But have we not all been witnesses to the qualities she exhibited during the family hierarchy evaluation and her own ascension? You must have no shame snaking your forked tongue in the audience of both heaven and earth like an unwitting buffoon. That's when quiet, even footsteps broke through Jia Yuanchun's merciless dismantling. So good to see you again, Zigong. So good. The hierarch with her grace needs only demonstrate her already established qualifications before all. What an odd statement coming from a fellow outsider who's been chattering for minutes on end. Forgive me, I can only presume from your verbosity that the right to speak in this forum was open to all outsiders. Let's go, Zigong. Dismantle her. That's it. Oh, it's gonna be in a month? Heck yeah. So we have a month to train her, got it. Yep, to regain the trust of every family. It's clear to me that there are many who find their own defeat in the family hierarchy more difficult to accept. Such a doubt is easily resolved. A match between clans should lay out the results quite obviously. So you won't remove her, Pao, and Ju before the game even begins. Why not make this test a series of sparring matches in both academia and martial arts if such is the case? You must know the consequences of failing these matches, no? It would be a unanimous, one-sided end to the vote of no confidence. And naturally, any and all rights appertaining to the family hierarchy should be transferred to the board of directors. Yada yada yada, more corporate-born speak. Please let us kill her soon. Yo, Honglu, let's go. His wide eyes stared directly and unblinkingly into Jia Yuanchun's. This might be his way of expressing anger. Interesting. 1 month. You have but 1 month to prove before all an audience that she is indeed fit to be the family hierarch. Should you fail, the vote may as well be a mere formality. Should she successfully prove herself, none of you again can rightly challenge the independent rights and powers, but heck yeah, let's go. I have not seen this word in forever, yet I still remember it because of a stupid phrase back in middle school of recal, sit, I rant. But this is, of course, the, like, another form of it. But whatever, same thing. I hate this word, haven't seen it forever, can't ever remember it, I just remember recal, sit, I rant. And that's my ranticide on it. Also, poor Xichun, she barely got a word in on this, and literally everyone has decided the rules of war for her. Thank you so much, Zigong. Coming in with the same. Just checking something really quickly. Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, when you said the LCB was gonna help me out, did you guys mean that you're just gonna publicly humiliate the heck out of me at the assembly? No, not at all. You've just given her 30 days to set the perfect stage for my downfall to prove the world once for all not quality. Come on, you gotta believe in yourself, little Xichun. I thought I just had to hold on with everything I had. I thought that's all I ever had to do, but now things are different. It's true that I'm vastly underqualified to be the family hierarch, and she's right. I pretty much lucked into this position. Honestly, yeah, we did kind of put you into it. Now, come on. Yeah, so true. So right, Marceau. Up to the girl who looked down on us the moment. Such a good moment that was, where she just constantly hates on us. Doesn't even think we're that good, and yet we still beat the Blood Fiends, even without her help. Are you sure you're okay with this? Are you okay with letting this happen? Yeah. I'm sure she and the board of directors have been cozying up to each other for a long time. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Hello, Ren. I see you lurking there. Good to see you. We're just doing some Limbus company. If we just let them hold the vote of no confidence, they're going to unanimously, I hate words, vote against me until they reduce the family hierarch scope of power. Because, yep, this is all just a corporation. I think her definition of Hongyun's prosperity might be oh, definitely. It's dug on ones, and I know this all has something to do with its ties to Q Corp, which I bet has already been going on for a while under my radar. I'm sure they've already had plenty of talks behind my back. I mean, the Dagwon is a very huge place, so almost definitely. My vision for Hongyun. I want to change H Corp to be the kind of place where people can live without fear. I just never imagined I'd have to prove myself like this, and in only 30 days. Even then, your vision hasn't changed. It hasn't. Let's go. I love her calling her foul. So to summarize, the responsibility of training Xichun to win these matches, upon which hinges the family hierarch's fate, and almost every facet of which is entirely under Jia Wanchan's control, by the way, and is probably a trap within the next 30 days, is ours. And we have to explain that to San. Sounds like a lot of work when you put it like that. Post-mortem reports have become quite rote. Oh, great. Sinclair stared blankly at Don Quixote. Yeah, because he probably feels so betrayed about it. Jeez. Poor guy thought she was gonna stand up with him. As always, Sod was wearing the same refreshingly incomprehensible smile. It is probably filled with so much rage at this point. Well, it gives us about 30 days, yep. Sinclair mutters in a neat whisper, clearly feeling responsible, as he should. I never should have stepped out of line like that, but something just... No, Sinclair, come on. Limbus was always going to remain here and assist Mrs. Xichun acclimatize herself to the responsibilities of the family hierarchy. It was always a part of our plan. Cool. Incredible. I never would have had to submit 9 separate disciplinary incident reports. Jeez. Oh, hey, you're still here. That is why he's left Zilu and I here to look at the new family hierarch's position, which still must be on rather thin ice. Okay, good to know. Honestly, good on you, Giamil, for, you know, having this backup plan ready. Against such an insidious foe who wields intrigue as her weapon, the most viable strategy is the most direct one. Has it's not given you the excuse you need to prolong your company's stay? I mean, yeah, it has. Yeah, we're just gonna sweep under the rug what happens if we fail. Because that would be completely awful to think about, because we only have 30 days. I don't object to selecting only a few of us with better aptitude to be educators. Otis, you know, if this was the case, you would again just not be selected. You have to believe that somewhere in your heart. We've already established an internal hierarchy based on the sum of each of our abilities. Of course, the results weren't entirely to my satisfaction due to an unexpected incident. That is a statement mired in narrowed vision rife with factual refractions. I am of the stance that the qualities of a good teacher are defined not by such statistics. Aww, poor Yisong. Honestly, that surprised me that Yisong would be so low, because I feel like Otis would be on the lowest one. Unless she was doing only physical stuff. I may have No, you have to show me this game, come on. You can't just be like Yisong got in last place of their internal hierarchy for whatever reason. I'm preparing to... What were you doing that caused the entire thing to shake? What are these yellow wormy things here? A student would have negative wait, what? According to this schedule you've prepared, which we should not have ever left to Don Quixote, the student would have negative 3 hours for sleep. Jeez. Alright, Don Quixote, you must have been planning this for like a long while. Each to their own. I need not be shaken by every little thing until we have the actual lesson plan in hand. Incredible. The recent events have taught me that the path of learning is truly one without end. So true, Zigong. So true. Now, how is this just gonna fall off immediately? That's what I'm really curious about. Alright, given it has another student, we're gonna give Sinclair his balls back, aren't we? We have to. That's the only reason why he has to be taking these classes, is to get that confidence back. Also, yes, pretty Zilu. We get to see her without all of her armor, and she actually does look super pretty. Also, I don't know why she has a rabbit pin on her. But that's so cute. Who didn't do their homework? Alright, based off of this, I'm gonna guess Heathcliff, Roja, or Don Quixote. Actually, no, it has to be Sinclair. Now I think I say I wasn't the only one thinking it would be Heathcliff. Oh, please, at least try to make a compelling argument. Otis, come on, you have to believe him at least once. Sinclair was drenched in sweat for some reason. Jeez. I got too into making a lesson plan, just couldn't stop myself from... Jeez. Couldn't have appeared more proud as he placed that big bundle of sweat-soaked... Ew. She receives it with mild... I would too, honestly. Let's start with reviewing the first of the stack. 108 analytical approaches to an anesthetes. AAA. What does triple A mean? And how do you plan to explore all 108 approaches in a month? No, Sinclair, you can't be falling into Ryoshu. You just can't. Come on. Don't you dare give a proud smile, Ryoshu. F you went too far. Oh, jeez. Okay, that's actually super cute. I have to... Like... It's how... This is just, like, super cute. Come on. And it has the cute swirl because she's fainting from it all. Now you know how anesthetes appreciate the artistry of slaughter. You cocky woman. My mind wandered for a moment. I see she got a little reset, understood. Intro to societal reintegration. How to shake hands with your left hand with Xichun. It's this Merceau. Okay, no, it's... Gotcha. Exploration of exclusively long-sleeved fashion and practices. Jeez. Projecting confidence while having a bug arm stuff. Come on. You... I was gonna give you some pats on the head, Gregor. I understand the sentiment, but jeez, come on, dude. Which will usher in a world where we can carry on with our lives no matter what kind of arm we have. Intro to Denigrative Linguistics, subheading, The power of words, sticks and stones may break their bones. So let's add words to the pile. That was Otis, are you kidding me? To dress down an opponent so that they fall to their knees and beg me to stop. I have plans for application as well. The lesson teaches methods pertaining to disguising compliments and so backhanded compliments, understood. I have concluded from my hitherto observations that Xichun is an individual of great promise in this field. Follow my instructions to a T and I guarantee you that this cadet shall be able to have the upper hand in any verbal confrontations. Yeah, this is an interesting curriculum we have to give her. On justice. I wonder who wrote that one. Oh, poor Don Quixote. And just doesn't even get a single thing written. Cool. Also, Yi-Song, you can put spaces in things. You can't just write praxis of ego-splitting concerning inter-mirror conflict between the self and the reflection, paradoxically fractured theory of idealism, in which one attempts to open an unopening door to open the door. Yes. Perhaps Miss Ryoshi's advice to truncate the last title should have been taken in earnest. Yes, it should have, Yi-Song. Come on. 21 reasons to pay attention when the exploration team leader is giving advice on the upcoming adventure. Case study for 30 horrible mistakes that occurred between the team. Was distracted during the leader's lecture. Is this going to be Ishmael? How to track down a troublemaker who tries to sweep trouble under the rug while the team leader isn't looking. Someone ignored my advice that we should have been moving 2 steps ahead. Finally, I've narrowed them down to 3 culprits. Yep, okay. Thank you, Zilu. What did that paper shredder get here? That's the concept shredder. I wish it was. I want to see that thing. The art of using yawning as a cover for popping. Okay, that's Rojo. If you're good enough at it, you can do that with nuts to cheese. Art of social maneuvers, how to let it flow through you, how to not make things awkward when you walk right in onto one bad mouth. Is this Heathcliff? Nope, Honglu, interesting. The important part of this art is to flash a refreshing smile in a way that looks earnest. It helps when you convince yourself that smiling is what brings good fortune. Poor guy. I remember that. Big bro used that technique to confuse a lot of Dongguanyan people. I can't quite bring myself to throw this into the shredder. Next, how to remain in complete stillness for a week until the next command is... Okay, Marcel. Was designed based on Rojan's advice that I must prioritize strengths that are unique to myself. I mean, it's a good idea, but it's not a good quality to pass off. Let us continue whether standing in complete stillness for a week is a quality one might seek in the family hierarchy. What separates bravado from bravery? Okay, this time I'm gonna guess it's Heathcliff. Yep. It's my philosophy that reason don't necessarily need to be considered before coming to blows. Honestly, true. Information disparity as a driver of inequitable treat. How did we get, like, Chiron in here? Or Charon? And the application of engineering frameworks. Kind of losing me still, but nope, of course, it's Faust. Even though the first thing starts so much like it's a Charon one. Okay, wait, what is this? Information disparity as a driver of inequitable treatment, and the application of engineering frameworks for systemic resolution in rational self-interest driven society. So yeah, this is just the Gesellschaft. Gotcha. That was 1/5 of the title. Okay, Yisong, I take it back. You still need to shorten it. But this one, if this is only 1/5 of the title, jeez. Faust, what were you thinking? You're supposed to be the smart... It seems that the same troubles hindered both you and I, he says with a soft smile. The Faust Yisong ship is never gonna die down. You probably could, Sinclair. You know, if the war didn't take you and Cromer didn't ruin your life. I call my lesson the theory on self-overcoming. You have to accept that everyone stumbles at first, but by always striving to be a better person than I was yesterday. What if I like who I was yesterday more? That's okay, everyone has their own unique potential sleeping deep inside. It's almost like it's a baby chick just ready to hatch. So get out of your egg already, Sinclair. What's up with you acting like you're an infinitely more enlightened person than jeez. I prepared a speaking class where you can learn how to speak with modesty too. Too bad he's so into it that he's not even listening to what Xichun's saying. Incredible. Buzzing on Town weren't looking at the dozens of lesson plans Sinclair presented so proudly. They were looking away. Zigong especially was looking away with an unmistakable expression of pity. You couldn't bring yourself to... Come on. So this young man produced this entire sizable stack of lesson plans all on his own. And you did nothing. You told him nothing. Jeez. Or should I call you pupil, Sinclair? Jeez. My lord has specifically instructed that you are to learn from this as well. Dang, even GMU knows that Sinclair has to be a student. I think the art's getting a little better. I definitely like the expressions a bit more. School is a luxury for me, you know? That doesn't mean everyone should go back to school. Oh my gosh. You always get on your own soapbox, try to lecture everyone about something after every single battle anyway. And you, Ishmael, you always get hyper-fixated on something. Once you find something interesting, you never stop talking about it for 3 hours. Thank you, Yisong. I thought we were the underdog. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is too good for comedy. We were going to get this together. The evaluation painted a twisted picture of the true scale of strength, the sole measure of which erroneously relied entirely on physical might. Incredible. Sinclair just gets so betrayed by everyone. Oh, come on. Even you two, Wei, have to play in on this. Congratulations, my lady. You found yourself a desk mate, which also some may call a bestie, depending upon desk placement. Why are you so into that one? Why are eyes sparkling at this? What the heck? Widened with confusion as though she just heard those words for the first time in her life. When I first met her when she was 16, she explained to me that she hadn't attended any school-like institute. Oh, great. So basically, you're giving her a dream and him a nightmare. Usually sit next to each other and help one another out. A bestie might nudge the other awake when they doze off, share their homework with one another if they're about to do theirs. They usually end up being included in the best memories of each other's school time. How could you do that, Xichun? I am moved that my lady has finally a chance at experiencing school. Jeez. Aw, so cute. One day out of nowhere, she started saying something about eating from lunchboxes with friends. I haven't a clue as to how or where she even heard about it, but she snuck into the... Incredible. We just have to bully both of them, understood. God, her eyes sparkling are just too cute. What the heck? I really wish I had like a laughing like this. This is the closest one I have to a laughing one, but like, jeez, this has just been too funny. Just seeing them all basically gang up on both Sinclair and Xichun. Classes aren't in session 8. Dang it! Alright, cool. What are the event bonuses? Of course. 20% gain, literally anything that's Sinclair. Incredible. That face is just too cute. After referencing the idiosyncrasies and various statistical data available to us regarding each center, we managed to come up with an appropriate curriculum, finally. Sleep deprivation has reefed me clear of mind. Aw. The path of an educator is truly a grueling one. Marching to battle would be much easier. Still, thanks to Master Xichun. Oh, it's Xichun. Why do I keep saying Xichun then? Xichun might be the other guy from K-Corp. You shared, we did manage to find a way to make this quite efficient. To be a true family hierarch, there are dozens, hundreds of virtues one must understand and master. However, to do so in 30 days as promised is an implausible effort. Thus, we have categorized the countless virtues into 3 super categories. And they are the stat bar. Ji, Yang, and Ren. Ji, wisdom. The wise lose neither people nor words. To hold one's silence in need of speech shall cost them people. To speak in need of silence shall cost them words. Yang, courage, the ability to overcome fear, to act decisively. Have too much of it and risk becoming a brute. Have too little and risk becoming a craven. It needs harmony and balance. And Ren, humanity, is the benevolence of the heart, the compass of behavior that dictates respect toward every human. Clearly, most of the faculty of this school are severely lacking in all 3 of your criteria. Just how do you think they'll be able to teach the students anything? Yeah, like a certain someone who needs a lesson in Ren. Mr. Wei and Miss Seagong are currently quite preoccupied with handling the monumental task of paperwork. Mr. Wei wanted me to deliver this message to you. Be strong. Poor Wei. And poor Xichun not having Wei immediately. Alright. What the heck? This is a mandatory class. She has 100 morale. Oh, Sinclair's a chick and she's a little fan. Yo, we actually get to look at her kit? Heck yeah. Which, like, yeah, it's just all the Ishmael stuff, but heck yeah, I love seeing this. So all these just are the exact same, I see. There's, like, no difference. My name is Yisong, that is all. The class I have prepared for the day? Without your mirror tech, which makes me wonder, going by the level of advancement in that technology, couldn't you have approached it from a different angle? You know how technological advancement usually goes. People invent for the sake of creation, only to have their inventions inevitably warped into weapons of destruction. As you surmise now, the mirror has in the past almost been employed to shatter possibilities instead of reflecting them. I'm sure that's the angle most others wanted to see happen. Removal of potential risks sounds much more palatable than potential itself to some people. Correct, yet destruction was a word that bore too much suffering for my heart. My soul egressed from it was abandonment of my quondam fellows, I guess? I have never seen this word before. And my life's work, making myself a fugitive from the past. I conversed with myself that lies within me, in the mirror, good old Song-Yi. As you are aware, the mirror's reflection extends beyond the veils of our own reality. It reflects the potentialities, the latent strength, and the world. Yet, even among them, the reflection of the greatest importance is that of the self. Let not the innumerable worlds of the mirror enchant your gaze. First, one must direct their studies inward and reflect upon oneself. I had a very precious time learning. Okay, I need to turn up this volume. If it's gonna be this cute with all these little things and have its own unique music to it, I need this at like max volume. Now, if you're prepared, do explain what you see in the mirror. For some reason, Xichun appeared to hesitate before the mirror. My lady, do you recall Sun Zhen of the Shi family who contacted you for a meeting? Yeah, the guy who said he was going to show me a precious flower that blooms only at night. I remember that you were vehemently against me going out there, so I stayed inside. I wonder what kind of flower it was. It was revealed that you weren't the only person who was invited. The vile man had hired a group of assassins to ambush the spot and would have been waiting there to spring the trap. But apparently he was outplayed and had his cheese. What a relief that this guy that tried to kill you completely destroyed in a very grotesque way. If only you still had the Woo branch under your control. Aw. I was brushing my hair and looking in the mirror as we were talking, but I realized that I no longer recognized the girl in the mirror. I don't know why, but I just found it so hard to meet her eyes. Aw. It is paramount to face oneself nonetheless. Nay, especially so if it was. Sinclair, what do you think? I just see myself smiling. I don't see what's so out of the ordinary. Even he can't even face it. Incredible. Now I've had some quiet time looking at my reflection, I think I uncovered a part of myself I've had hidden away. Nice. I learned how to be more true to myself by looking into the mirror. Nice. Morale went down, but they both gained stuff, and now we have leveled up to expert in Yisong's class. It can select someone for this. Incredible. Oh, I know I can. Yeah, might as well just throw Yisong in at the end. But first, I gotta get the audio up. Just because, honestly, this music does not sound that bad. Alright, Don Quixote, what are you gonna teach us? Of course you would glare daggers at her, Otis. So what is Don Quixote, that woman, how could you say that, supposed to teach? Have you not considered that your usual flippancy might not only cause more trouble than it's worth? Why would any of her adventure tales matter? Because if she can do that, maybe she can put some confidence back into both of them. Don Quixote took a second to savor the moment as though she had been preparing her whole life for it. I mean, honestly, she has been. After all, she's just gonna talk about every fixer she knows. Starting with Yu Fei. Sometime later. Just how could she continue to talk at such length? She's been going for ages. A pop quiz, that's so cool. And why did you make it like it's a Jeopardy quiz? I came prepared for such inquiries. For each correct answer, I shall bestow upon thee from the very treasure chest of mine these precious fixer incredible. They get little stars for getting it right. Thou shalt attain the role of protagonist in the theatrical play of my making, Fixer Chronicles Yu Fei. Incredible. Scared you'll lose this history, your weakness or something? Thank you, Xichun, for just having a competitive spirit to you. If you want to play at a hub, you know that I was a prodigy in other classes too. I did great in art, pretty good in math too. I was just being humble because I didn't want to steal your thunder. How are they actually getting into this? Looks like Miss Gia Xichun's finally getting a feel for how friendship, close, and your age are forged. That's good. No matter how excellent her masters were, there are some experiences you just can't learn from teachers. I tick-tock in response. Oh my gosh, how are they gonna be hyped for this? I can't. It's She probably was actually there. Yeah, and we got the Common Rider poses. We finally reached that part. But like, seriously, what the heck, Don Quixote? Time certainly flies compared to tales of exciting adventures. Aw, they're smiling. Sorry for stepping away without warning. The trash truck came and just wanted to get it, but also I had to close the window because I was afraid it'll get picked up on the mic. Jeez. Aw. Thou hast demonstrated sufficient courage. Thus I must bestow upon thee this badge. Heck yeah, she got the badge! A two-person incredible. Such as that Yu Fei was left-handed and that he had a habit of playing with a lighter in his left pocket before every duel. Yet 'twas a wonderful reenactment indeed. Let you watch, just turn this down a little. Just 'cause I'm afraid of my mic not being loud, or not my mic, my voice being not loud enough. Incredible though. And then you have one more lesson with Yisong. Geez, Xichun gained 60 max HP. Sinclair's gained nothing. Oh, we can't even double up on classes? Interesting. And I have learned no combos. Cool. I spoiled myself on one though, just because of Twitter scrolling. This may prove to be an opportunity to conduct an in-depth analysis on the nature of the former H-Corp singularity, which has been enduring for such a long time. Indeed, an opportunity to study the old H-Corp singularity is not one that comes often. As there was potential for integration into Mephistopheles, I made a request to disassemble a part of a bus's engine, but was denied. Honestly, that's a good thing. Mephistopheles is indeed Faust's work, but not all of it was mine. Alright, so this is Gesellschaft's talk, I believe, then. It is possible that Faust may never reveal every small detail that went into its creation. I would very much enjoy a chance to completely disassemble it, even if its engines, so that it could be reassembled with my own hands. Yeah, we get soot-faced Faust. Managed to learn various detailed mechanical fundamentals about old H-Corp tech. Oh wait, there was a combo there, what the heck? I don't think I can do much against the reconstruction days right now, but this knowledge will certainly come in handy when the day comes for me to gradually dismantle that iniquitous thing. A day when Hong Yuan can be a place where people can live without fear, without the fear of the encroaching reconstruction days, without obsessively counting their rooms to see if they'll fall or not, until Hong Yuan can be a place where you can sleep with the promise of safe tomorrows. Aww. Yeah. Must have been set too high. Repeating experiment with a different combination of fuses and wires. Fixer Association Encyclopedia for Dummies. And then yeah, we get the Yisong Faust one. Taxidermy to geniuses. We now have Expert Don Quixote and more slash resist. Yes, my war tales. Honestly, I'm just gonna keep throwing in Don Quixote because one, the morale is insane. But two, if we can just keep building Ren, this will be good. Although I am losing all my green, I guess. The room's air felt grim and solemn as soon as everyone saw what Gregor had written on the chalkboard. The war. We were this close to a large-scale war breaking out right here, which absolutely would have happened if Xichun here failed to finish her ascension. will spread like wildfire. So my class is going to be about exactly what happens in war. Well, I'm also going to get a chance to share the realities of war right to a wing chief executive officer's face. So let's talk about war. Now I know enough about urban and trench warfare to give an explanation of my own. Incredible. And that's why the smoke war fronts were mostly characterized by trench warfare. Gotcha, so the smoke wars of World War I. Just that former... Okay. I feel like Dogwan Yan could make a pretty good use of Hung Yan as a defensive fortress, especially with its internal structure constantly shifting around, which the Heisho know would use very well. Yep. Good to never have war. We did visit your fathoms, Gregor, but that was only the tip of the iceberg. The city was devoured in smoke, its citizens in madness. He'd always shrug off those stories as ramblings of the past, but during the war, he stood at the center of the heartless machine that was the city, its every gear calibrated to slaughterhouse precision to maximize the death of its people. There, he must have witnessed things far worse than the worst the city presently has to offer. His eyes gazed beyond the veil of the bygone past. Oh hey, that's one of the things he has. Was it bygone days? Shaking restlessly in pursuit of what was no more. PTSD is coming back. Even after the two students had left, Gregor lingered in the room for a while, lighting up a cigarette after cigarette without erasing what he wrote on the chalkboard. Smoke soon filled the room. He left only after... Oh, jeez. Poor guy. In the wise words of Gregor, war never changes. And we get to blow Faust up again. Yay. Alright, so now we got Honglu. I might just throw these two in. I'm not getting a whole lot of Yang or... Yeah, honestly, Yang is the one I'm most weak in. But I really only have Gregor to teach that one. All the rest are like blue. Although I guess there is a decent amount of Ren being given as well. So yeah, I probably do need to do Faust for this, just to push the G a bit. I think Gregor helps the Yang. But then Ren is just insane among all of them. The weakest one is somehow being Don Quixote, but I presume that's because she's supposed to be morale refresh than she is supposed to be stat boosting. She's back! Dayu, that's what she wants. I cannot remember her name for some reason. Yeah, Lin Dayu. Apologies for the delayed greetings. Dayu of the Lin family formally extends her greetings to the venerable hierarch. Aw. Are you sure it's okay for a Zhu family bodyguard to be here? I'm no longer Aw. Everything I did that day, including accompanying you, was under Miss Baoshai's orders. As for why she no longer needed my services, I don't understand myself. She suddenly let me go after the trouble was over. Come on, Linda, you just join us then. Or get Xichun to get you. You could have told me a thing or two if we were still kids, but come on, you spent most of your time stuck in Yihongyan before leaving Hongyuan. I don't know what we could possibly have to teach me. My lesson for today. Surviving Hongyuan. Incredible. Incredible. The thing. What are you gonna get, Honglu? appeared with 4 bowls splishing with tea before sprinkling some powder. Are you gonna teach us how to identify poison? Yep. Wait, what are you doing then if... Linda, you continued her process, sprinkling wolfsbane into 2 more bowls. Hunglu was watching that with an oddly contented expression. Huh. What is he doing? What? He throws the silver spoons in his hands like throwing pins toward 3 of the balls. And immediately chugs the 4th bowl. 3 silver spoons Hunglu had cast earlier were slowly melting away after quickly becoming tarnished black. Huh. Are you gonna teach them how to just survive poison? I saw right through every assassination method Honglu prepared. Incredible. When Sage just avoided whatever felt wrong with the hunch, you were reflexively identifying the threat by reading the room and connecting it to your intuitive experiences. I know that the adepts of each Heisha will come to your aid with a flick of your wrist, and I know that your residence, Non-Jiangwu, will be engineered by the best craftsmen to become a safe fortress stocked to the brim with all kinds of useful bonuses. Even still, there will come a day when you start to feel this creeping sensation whose origin you can't identify, and when it does, I hope you won't brush off that sensation as nothing. Aww. Got it, so it's about identifying dangerous things, not from themselves, but from context clues around you. That's actually really smart, Honglu. The war. Managed to understand the troubles most foot soldiers go through, and learned to get a better idea of the flow of a battlefield. Every 6 days you will be subjected to midterms, prepared by the board of directors, Jia Wanchun. A palanquin has been prepared to take you to the exam sites, and only by passing the tests may Jia Xichun retain her status. So is there going to be any fighting, or is that what the midterms are going to be for? She will pass these tests with ease as long as she has been diligently taking her classes. I simply hope I can survive until she returns. Aww. Oh, jeez. Steel yourself, for this was no dream at all. In fact, never have I once seen paperwork trained in the art of airwalk. What? What papers are you guys having to fight? Let's go. Man, just getting like so much stuff with that. Mandatory class. A battle lesson versus a guy with a scimitar, is what it looks like. I'm very curious about this. Oh, it's... okay. Shia wasn't... I mean, he definitely does have a personal grudge against you. When would I ever hold a grudge against you? The results of the family hardcore couldn't be any clearer. And everyone even remotely connected to the mess has all been dragged away and put into investigation. And hey, guess what? They dragged half of my family, which means more room for me. I should really thank you, right? Honestly, why don't you just declare war against the Shi family at that point? Wouldn't that be much easier? War's not easy, it never is. That's what Gregor taught me. Alright, got it. So he just hates her because of the entire family hardcore shenanigans. Alright, now is this gonna be a 1v1 or is this gonna be a Xichun plus Sinclair versus him? Nope, this is just a 1v1. In which I have no control. Part of me is curious if at 25 sanity she actually could have lost. Because otherwise this just looks like a scripted thing. Like, it's still really cool to see the animations and stuff, but like... I kinda want input on the fight, if you know what I mean. Also, Jesus, sanity is just completely destroyed. And yep, he keeps losing it. Well, she's just at max sanity. Almost doesn't break. Honestly, probably will just break him right here. Or stagger him, I guess. Nope, she... Wow, okay. Okay, now she has to. And this will just be the final hit. Yep. Really wish I could have had any input in that fight, but oh well, I guess. I don't want you to... Sorry, every clan member who died in the evaluation to have died for nothing. If I show weakness, that means I'm making everyone who participated in the evaluation look weak. So I'm going to win, and I'm going to win without the fertile soil my predecessors have left behind, because their legacy was unjustly nourished by the blood and tears of Hongyan itself. Shiawazan, you are tenacious, determined, and strong of will. That must be why everyone stood by you, down to the last man. Aww. Want to make them sing your name in glory for the remaining history of Hongyan? Let's go! We'll start to make allies for this. Exploring and overcoming the unknown. Jianghu Journeys. Alright, so I want to hit at least 100 in Yang. So I definitely need Gregor for that. I just also want somewhere else. So I'm going to throw Faust in just to continue the G. Because Gregor's really good at the Young and Ren. Quixote is really good for morale and restoring. And then there's so much Ren if I do Yisong, but like... I don't think I need that at the moment just because it's so much higher right now. Alright, Ishmael, what are we doing? Free soloing to the top of the highest building in Hongduan, starting 10 days in Hongduan. Backstreet's only 3. That one just sounds like a challenge run in some game. That's when I realized that exploring isn't always limited to adventures in the physical space. What do you mean this game? What is happening? What do you mean we have Dungeons and Dragons and Limbus Company? Yet in games of make-believe, any simulacra can be made as real as... what a minute. I knew you were part of this, Don Quixote. You had to be, but what the heck? I played a few games. What the heck is this? Alright, so that's where we're getting D&D. It's Jinghu Journeys, or J&J. I can't believe she let herself fall into the D&D rabbit hole. It becomes the JM. What? Ah, yes, the Journey Master, of course. Why do you look so happy about this, Ishmael? What happened to you, girl? What did they do to you? So I'm supposed to be playing this character as a role? I can't right now. This is just too much, Ishmael. You have definitely defeated me. So there's this legend in Yan Yan about how the Tianya sword is the only way to quell the chaos of these lands and bring peace to its people, and also about how having that sword is the proof of the true leader of those lands, and so on and so forth. Point is, you guys just need to find she's so nervous as her first job as a DM. I see those figures, and also the DM screen. Work with Sinclair to come up with creative solutions to all kinds of troubles we faced in this adventure. I can't. Remember, your voice is extremely low right now, which means that you'll find it hard to form even the simplest sentence. I'm sorry, is Sinclair playing as an orc? What if I just found a different way? What if I just broke in because I have a high strength stat? Alright, so that definitely explains one of the memes I saw from this of basically Baldur's Gate 3 and Sinclair rolling a 1 on a wisdom check. Okay, then I guess I'll just stand in the corner, unsheath my weapon, and play around with it. That's what he expects me to do anyway. You're just role-playing Heathcliff, aw. You can't help every little side quest when there's a whole lot of adventure to go through. That's where you're wrong, Ishmael, because my group would totally help with that person. Thank you, Sinclair. Alright, just as I say the arm was looking good, we're back to one that doesn't look so great. Because, like, the arm just looks so stiff here. I do like Sinclair. I do like how nervous he is, though. And Ishmael is just kind of... eh. The board looks really nice, though. I rolled a 16. Huh. If that crit is gonna be pretty deadly, even for you. See if you can make the evasion save one and another cheese. No, Sinclair. How could you lose your character? Go on without me, take that sword, and go down to the village. Become the leader they need. That sword is your proof. This sword wouldn't mean anything without my adventuring buddy. I'm gonna bandage Sinclair up, carry him back. Oh, jeez. He's just that sturdy. Shrike would have killed pretty much anyone, but you know how healthy he is. Incredible. If it weren't for you, Sinclair never would have stopped and talked to every single villager to hear their troubles. The sword was only a symbol all along. All of our efforts and the experiences we gained in our journey for the sword. You see, the real Tianya sword was the friends we made along the way. I was joking with that, Ishmael. I feel like this game overtook the class at some point. It definitely did, but like, what the heck? I was never expecting Ishmael to be a closet D&D nerd. But I'm baffled but happy for her. Prep time! Let's go, we got a new combination. A new wombination combination. I can't, the Ishmael one is still just killing me right now. And we just have a full class schedule we get to teach, nice. Okay, I definitely need to have Don Quixote in here because the morale's starting to get low. And then I think I'm just gonna put Gregor and Ishmael in. Just to get the green up. I was completely absorbed in the exhilarating tales of fixers. I even had to breathe at one point. That is not a good thing, Xichun. More D&D. War. Now I know enough about urban trench warfare, yep. Alright, we now have Merceau in on this. And he is also a morale beast, but also a G one. Interesting. They have +9 to Yang. I don't know why I didn't. Oh no, I did put you in there. Okay, we got that, and then we could probably throw in Faust again for this. Just get more of the blue up. I will share an excerpt from Sinclair's exchange with the manager 32 days. I'm impressed you remember that from 32 days ago. And yep, he can do other expressions when not under Rojan's influence. I can't. I'm smiling too much from this event. Did I really stutter that? But it was a waste of time to involve emotions when delivering unfavorable news. The same message could have been delivered with scrape 22 words and which put "we failed." Nice. Do not ask me a single question for the next 5 minutes. Incredible. Merceau, you jerk. Don't you dare have this as a twist of them, like, oh hey, you said, are you okay? You failed the class. Yep. Merceau, that's just evil. That's just straight up evil. Yeah, exactly. Of the incident Sinclair had so desperately wished to hide. Why? Why are you doing this? Despite your belief that no one would ever find out your secret, there was one person who got to the bottom of the incident. Oh, cut, you jerk. Of course, Ishmael is 9 to 5. Took the class, jeez. Poor Sinclair. Getting bullied by everybody. And then hey, we get prep time going as well. Just a free run +4, nice. Merceau, that's just straight up evil though. You get to be like, oh hey, I figured out your secret. You failed again because you asked the question. Alright, Young is almost at 200, so I'm just gonna rush that. I'll get Gregor in as well, why not? It's +7 to Ren as well, Young 7. So that will be at 18, so we'll definitely be above the 200 threshold. Ren is also going to be above 300, so we need someone for G, which has to be Faust, which gives us prep time. But do I go with Honglu for more, for G and Ren? Because Faust only has it's like only super buff to G. So maybe I just do her then. Okay, minus 16 gets me to 70. No, I'll swap in Merceau. Because then he can get the morale back up to 100. And then I can see the funny message of just, oh hey, 20 morale restore. Interesting. So if I ever get really low, I can just do Merceau and Gregor. Class over. Come on, Merceau. Intelligence acquisition. Corner your enemy. Incredible. Well, I mean, she's definitely gonna have something with Ishmael. That's just always gonna happen. I'm curious who else she could have something with. So we're not gaining that much Ren, however we will be getting a lot more Ji and Yang with this setup. Alright, what are you doing? What do we got here, Otis? You have to turn them to your side by being generous with my spending. By setting a good example to superior, they'll eventually open up. That is among the worst strategies I've ever heard the displeasure of hearing. Do you not see how wasteful it is to spend the limited military budget? Incredible. So how are you gonna... I don't know why I didn't expect something different, like, you know, just classic espionage. That's the worst strategy. Honestly, yeah. Although even then, they both have their ups and downs. Even if torture really doesn't have that much good to it. Because how do you know they aren't just lying to you? So, okay, so what other methods of torture are you going to use here, Otis? It isn't physical. Say you learn the torture of language. With this method, you will always find the answer you want. Using speechcraft to entrap them. And let them take brief sighs of relief every time they give you an answer. My tongue keeps just getting caught on itself. Shall never surrender. More morale. Interesting. Also, jeez, what a knife hit. All stats +1 in Ishmael's class, though. Nice. And then just more stats. And stat gain Ren +4 thanks to Faust. I don't think that's Sheep Man. But I can't place him. Oh, it might be the Techno Monk guy. We almost have 300 in each of them. Hopefully this will be enough. I was right, it was Techno Monk guy. You would do best not to let that get to your head. He's always been our family's greatest shame. I feel like you're just revealing so much information on your own, She. Yep. Honestly, Otis, alright, good for you. You actually helped us this time. Now the question is us being near 300 enough, or should I have put us to 300? Well, honestly, starting at 30 sanity is insane. Alright, this fight is over. Oh. She has her own little quote. Gosh, that counter is the only annoying part of this, I think. Because that's the only way he's gonna get damage in. There goes the counter again. But, like, you're still just gonna lose, dude. Oh, what the heck? I did not realize she has cut-ins with her teachers. Yeah, because there's Ishmael. And the other one was Merceau. Interesting. That's actually really neat of a detail. I was so close. Did you ever really take the time to think about what might happen if Big Sister Yuan-Chun actually gained control of Hongyan? Sure, it's going to be all buddy-buddy at first. She's going to acknowledge the authority of the board of directors, butter you up and compensate you for your efforts. But soon you're going to see people from other nests coming in here and taking up administrative positions under the guise of advisors. And it's the small families and clans that are going to suffer first. And when that time comes, I bet you'll be saying the same thing. I was so close. It's going to be a while before other members of your family are let go. They committed treason, thinking they were piggybacking off Big Sister Yuan-Chun's forces, when in reality she had already discarded them before it began. She's made sure that nothing about this treason is going to stick to her. Now let's think about this carefully, about Jia Yuan-Chun's vision for Dagwanyan. Will it be more H Corp or Q Corp? What guarantee do I have that you won't just toss us aside when we're no longer useful? So about that hiding place where you put your parents you just accidentally let slip. I'd known their whereabouts for a while, actually. My Heisho had identified their location long ago, but I didn't do anything because there wasn't any evidence that pointed to your parents' involvement. Jeez. Leaders must take good care of those who are in the same boat as them. Why would any heart go around arresting innocent people of H Corp left and right, unnecessarily making more enemies? Heck yeah, let's go. Another ally in our belt. Hopefully. Can only hope. And we have Ryoshu with Teacock, taking care of children. Giving us a lot of Ren, actually. So I need to compensate the Ren with... probably not Otis, honestly. But +7/+7 is actually really good, especially because it gives me for both of them. But at the same time, Ishmael and Faust just give me +13/+13. Teaching kids to deal with kids. Heh, she says. Looks like your management's the only one who needs a translator. Aw. That AL black hair described my lesson plan. I'll sink if you're a UA. But I'll scan if you're a UC. I'll snap your neck completely if you're an unruly adult. But I'll soothe, coax, and nurture you if you're an unruly child. Aw. Am I getting... Honestly, I don't... You're completely fine for thinking this, Xichun, since you haven't been with us, but, like... Sinclair really is just, like, a translator for her somehow. Just listen carefully, evaluate the context, and there you have it. Yeah, honestly, what context is there? I feel for you, Xichun. MTL, kids. Zeren, so good to see you again. I brought a child from the Wang family. So I borrowed the rich kid's attendant, jeez. She turned out the cigarette smoke, heck yeah. The kid's kind of trembling and anxious looking. Aw. I mean, yeah, definitely. I think becoming approachable to kids here might help prevent a lot of potential future... So true. Children of Dagwanyan are extremely wary of anyone who's not their immediate family. Even worse, you pretty much tricked that kid here using my name. Behold. Incredible. Just so much stuff to distract him. And her Asura form. Ryosho was practically giving him no time for any other distractions or even a moment to cry. She was taking care of the kid almost effortlessly. Incredible. Ended up piggybacking on Ryosho, the fear he showed earlier gone without a trace. And with the exact same expression as her usual one, Ryosho was gently caressing the child. Well, to be more exact, she was giving him a pat. Aww. Asking's free, but I gotta tell you, it's gonna depend on what you're about to ask whether I can help or not. Wrong move. Why say all that when TWDT? You don't get the immaculacy of succinct abbreviations. Ryosho grabbed the child's shoulders. My tongue refuses to work and I hate it here. I am tired of my tongue. Is this a... What is this? Go away, porn bots. I'm so tired of you. It's just... so annoying. At least you're only on Twitch right now. Brought in before Xichun, and then in her usual curtness, spoke precisely 2 words to the confused child, and that seemed to do the trick. Aww. My cousins say you're the biggest and the baddest of Hangyuan, Venerable Hierarch. So I want to ask if we can make Dagwon safe. I want to play with my friends. Saving up for a kid like that to run on the market all on his own. A place where he doesn't have to be afraid to go outside. So true. I wish I could do that. I wish my city streets could be safe for that kind of stuff. At least my state. And yeah, we've put up to 300 for all of them. However, our morale is so low right now. So, I know there's the combo of like, oh hey, here's just... of the morale of 20. Ishmael Otis, gotcha. Fortunately, I have... Oh, and also Gregor Marceau. Alright. I will be back. Give me just a second. Okay, now I'm back. I was speaking before my actual thing came back. Alright. Marceau already gives back the morale, so I feel like doing that won't be all that great. The class success rate is definitely interesting. I feel like that's just good enough because, like, it also gives 4G, but also the rate, and also back 40 morale, so that's definitely a good thing. And then she gives Ren. But I feel like Ren is just so huge just because you start with Yisong. So the question is, which one do I double up on? And I feel like it might be best to go with... maybe just go middle of the road Otis. Because that way I get the Yang, but also the G for it. Poor Sinclair. Heck yeah, we've made it! Rojin, all about the poker face. Now, who do I think is going to combo with her is the next big question. I was spoiled on the Gregor one of the comedy duo, unfortunately. So we're doing that. I'm boosting both green and red mostly, so she get a G to balance it out. And honestly, the best one for G is still Faust, unfortunately. But maybe I try to slip in a Gregor Otis one, because they're both war people. Also, I don't think I've actually put them together. Yeah, I have the Ishmael Otis one. I feel like putting the soldiers together has to give me something. And yep, Rojin is also a morale person. Good to know. You know something, everyone communicates with their eyes even before they talk. So you better pay attention to what their eyes are saying. And that's where we're going to be playing Mahjong. Given the time limit, this just happened to be the fastest and clearest method of demonstrating and training your abilities to control your emotions. I swear I had no other ulterior motive. I was practically forced to do this. There are definitely other ways you could have done it, Rojo. Come on, Wei. Just join us already. Don't play a game with a snowball's chance at heck of winning. It's a good philosophy. I subscribe to it. Wait, hang on a second. How can this be what gets Wei in on it? What do you mean she pulled the loser says what card and it actually works? You three will work together to ensure that I don't win this game. In other words, make sure I'm not #1 by the end of it. But I have this special power to read into your minds. Incredible. You want this dong tile I've got? Now I know to never ever discard it. Jeez. You can let yourself be anxious, sure, but don't ever let it peek through. The moment someone smells your weakness, they're gonna eat you right up. And... and Wei's going anime glasses on us. Your greatest mistake tonight was allowing me a seat at this table. Incredible. They're aura farming. I do like her blue fire as opposed to his black, and also them bleeding into Xichun and Sinclair right in the middle. Unfortunately, I have no clue about Mahjong. I have only watched Pon no Michi and that's it. Which, like, it was a cute anime, but, like, I still don't remember any of the Mahjong stuff from it. They're way too intense. So true. The importance of this moment could not be overstated. incredible thing. He's so into it, jeez. Honestly, Wei, that's pretty cool. Incredible. You managed to beat Roja at something. Huge success in next class, jeez. And then, of course, there are more morale restored. And then, yeah, the good drill sergeant, bad drill sergeant routine, interesting. And they're also morale. So she's basically at 100, yep. Alright, so you are mostly young. They've already caught up to Ren, which is what I wanted for it to happen. Also, I keep messing with the sides of my game, and I think I've just messed up the screen a bunch. Sorry about that. There's still 2 more centers, and there's still so many combos to unlock, so I really have to, I think, experiment here. So we'll just cast a wide net, I think. It's not Rocha Otis, we tried that, didn't do anything. Maybe her and Honglu, because they're kind of easygoing, which is boosting the Xi as well as the Yong. So I want to cover the Ren a bit more. Actually, wait, no, all of them are really covered because of this, because we have the 5 and Yong from Roja, and we have the Xi coverage and Ren coverage from Honglu. So I could really go down the middle if I wanted to. And I think I will do just that and have the Ren coverage with Ryoshu. I didn't just learn how to hide my feelings, I learned how to make whatever expressions I want. Finally won around against Roja. Good job, Xichun. Also, huge success in class from Honglu Roja. Interesting. And then there is a Honglu Ryoshu one. Nice. Sinclair 50% gained. Interesting. So they also have combos to boost one specific person. Because Sinclair is missing 2 on here, but he has 1 more in Yang, and is less on Xi. Interesting. Honestly, I could just run this back. Because like it's not a bad one at all. I'm gonna get a huge success. Next, we get the Honglu up to expert as well. Mandatory class, we have... We're looking pretty good on stats, I think, actually. I still just wish I had a bit more control over things. Every hand, once the circulation goes round and round until it eventually returns to their original owners. I also heard that some of the Wang family helped with removing the foreign powers from here. I only want to prevent this place from getting robbed blind. I live here too, you know. Jeez. I'm not going to have a voice to speak with by the time the powers that are being done with me. But if you're going to present yourself as the alternative, then you have to be someone concrete enough to rely on. Let me just say that about half of the board of directors' votes may as well be considered abstaining. They're keeping their silence because they're afraid of Wan Chun's retaliation. So the remaining task is to convert those silent votes into your favor. Interesting. Wang Xingshan. Interesting. Luck to him. Fight me and prove at least better than I am.
좋아. 구조는 않겠어.
Let me just keep clicking the gong, because like it doesn't even matter about reading anything. It just I should be looking out for these cutaways though. Yeah, we got Yoshi in there. I think I missed the one with Roja, unfortunately. There's Ishmael again. Onward, little by little. Nice quote. And there's Faust getting blown up. And that's the end of the fight. Because this was just on autoplay, really. Do you have any idea of the mess you left behind when you yoinked that kid away? You can barely even hold on to your seat, which you're about to lose soon anyway, and you have the gall to give him false hope. I know it's all just politics to you, but kids really believe you. I heard from the kid that you seemed relieved upon hearing what I said. Told me you were happy for once to hear that he had a fun time after being barred from playing with his friends with how things are in Hongyon. It's not all just hot air. I wasn't making an empty promise when I said I will change Hongyon. Let's go! Heck yeah, let's go! Although it is kind of sad that she's now having conflict in her. And there's Heathcliff, giving us some young. I definitely have to pair Ishmael with Heathcliff. There has to be something with these two. However, that does just super boost Young. So it should have, I think, Pongloon here as a buffer. Why do you have a giant squeaky hammer? Why do you have this? Thank you, Sinclair. That white bloke said something about how swinging around a real club might come off as too threatening and confiscate all. That high-tech weapon cries boop when it hits people. That was the cutest boop noise ever. And yep, I was right. Jeez. Okay, so 40 morale restored, however you lose success rate by pairing Ishmael with him. Jeez. But also all stats +1. And then there's just nothing with Honglu on it. Interesting. The Tianya sword, heck yeah. From Ishmael's thing. So Xi and Yang are still behind, but are steadily catching up on Ren. Ren is just so far ahead. I wonder if I pair Heathcliff and Don Quixote, if that'll get me something. Maybe also just throw Gregor in. Because that gives me Ren, it gives me more Yang. This really is just Yang and Ren at this point. Nothing with them though. Interesting. Then we got her up to Master. We're probably gonna get Gregor up to Master too. Yep. Jeez, this is a lot. New skill, a level, learned a passive, another one passive gets improved, another one improved, a skill got improved, and her min and max speed also got increased. Jeez. Also, what do you mean the rambling tales from the drunken palm guy? What do you mean this guy is just here right now? I'm gonna throw in a morale booster just in case. And who was with her that, I think it was Hong Lu? To give the big success? Yep, the big success, okay. Oh, but who gives it? Is it it's Honglu plus her, right? So I think I have to be careful. No, okay, gotcha. I do need the Roja first for it. Gonna get quite a bit of a G with this though. Actually, he just gives +8 to all of them. We'll be taught by a guest lecturer who has been invited under your tutelage. A little bird told me that the venerable hierarch will give me a bottle of top-notch cloudy wine straight from Dagwan Yon's brewer. Is there any truth to that? Jeez. How do we... Honestly, how do we not have an identity with the Night Drifter yet? That is one I will get behind, just because of how important he is to the one fight, and also now he's here, too. Like, how can you shaft this guy? He ambushed us after the first round of the Family Hierarch War. I'm only a drunkard who enjoys a cool swig of liquor with scenic landscapes as my bar. The sky is my ceiling and the dirt is my... So you're homeless. Basically. The sweat on your brow is your shower. And with dexterity that betrayed the rags he wore as clothing, and the terrible stench of liquor emanating from him. Apparently Jia Yuanchun's bestowed upon you a new master. This is from her. Interesting. She also wanted us to deliver a message that she was sending a master because, and I quote, I feel a deep sense of trepidation and pity for my dearest little sister, the neophyte hierarch who must be struggling left and right without a proper master. As you said, the Family Hierarch War is over and even Mongols of Hongguan know who has legitimacy here. It was nothing more than business, a job to take care of in return for what compensation they gave me. I hope you don't care. I still carry that grudge in your heart. Your fight was stupid. I killed young Master Bao Yu for they promised to pay off my bar tab, and I'm here to give the Hierarch a lesson. There's nothing to be gained by taking your anger out on a gig worker living hand to mouth like myself. No, it's just a waste. I'll advise that the optics and consequences of rejecting a master sent to us by Jia Yuanchun herself is not going to look too good. Yep. Before I begin the lesson, I'd like to get an idea of where my 2B pupils are. Give me a demonstration if you will. Just from one thing, you can already see all her weaknesses. Jeez. Let me pose this question. Are you, my venerable pupil, satisfied with martial arts that are made to dispatch unskilled peasants and no more? There is no more to this than raw strength. Now take a swing at me. Your mind outpace. Oh, great. So he's just dodging everything. Gotcha. Yep. Just hits her in the back with a twig. Nice. Some say mine was when I was 13. Not too early, not too late. Just right. It's already been a few years since my foolish brother's locked himself in his chamber. Last I heard, he was bedridden for a week after ingesting some poison someone had sent to prank him. I'm not going to live like that, idiot. Do try to reflect upon yourself and relax. Let the unnecessary strength go. Let it flow out of your body. Tensing up as you do will naturally shrink your mind and narrow your vision. Flashback! It wasn't that bad this time, but what if they gave him a worse poison next time? You know he won't accept it. I doubt he's even seeking the culprit now. Zero interest in anything practical, zero ambition. What a silly, pathetic attitude to have. Just how? It wasn't practicality that guided you when you chose to save my life over maintaining your control over the Wu branch. The Asura, let's go. Great, now you get to beat up Sinclair. Sinclair momentarily flashed a flustered expression, taken off guard by the stranger's sudden pointed question, but he soon regained his composure and replied, "Well, who else besides me would ever go along with these lessons plans? Don Quixote is going to ditch the classes out of boredom, same for Roja, and Otis will try to take over the classes, not to mention what it'd be like to have Heathcliff here." Such a loquacious list of excuses. How come you know so little about yourself, even less than what I have already learned about you? A bird that... Yep, Sinclair is still the bird in his shell. Or not the shell, the egg. Gonna try to use these classes to help him break out. Same thing, same thing. Jeez. Oh, interesting. He gets one with Hong Lu. I meditated to empty everything for the self. I'm still getting there, but I think I've got an idea. Alright, now I'm tempted to have him pair up with Yi Song, because he's also about self-reflection. So I'm gonna put him with Yi Song, I think. And then Yi Song is where he still needs one, is the other problem. So with this, I'm gaining so much Ren. There's also a decent amount of Yang. Yeah, he really just fills so much up for them all. Like, you could just pair him with anyone and it's already an insane skill amount. So I'm just gonna do Faust, I think, just to get more of the G in here. He doesn't have one with Yi Song? Interesting. I do at least get the Faust, or yeah, the Faust Yi Song one. I really just want to see what else he can combo with. Who do I need to pair up with is still the main question. I feel like Faust needs one more. Just because I don't know who would go here. There's Ishmael, Marceau. So I'm gonna try Drunken Master with Ryoshu because they're both kind of killer focused. And then I'm not sure if I have a Ryoshu one with Gregor. I might have tried to pair them together though. I can't fully remember. I know Gregor has to need something. Maybe if maybe I just throw him in here and try to see if he doesn't want the Drunken Master. Yep, okay. I was right on the Ryoshu one at least. And there was a Gregor Ryoshu one as well. Interesting. And he only gets hotboxed, it looks like. Which is a shame. I can already tell the Jupan. I really just want to see all the other combos. I really wish you stayed dead, Jupan. I really do hate you. Okay. Alright, we need to save Zhu Baoshai. She does not need to be branded as a traitor. Also, thank you for having a short cutscene. I do not care for you.
중요한 건 내가 어떤 사람인지 알게 하는 것. 좋아, 구조는 파악했어. 봉황의 날개처럼.
Gotta cut in with Hong Lu there.
그 해결사의 역경에 비하면
I saw that this is nothing compared to the trial that Fixer faced. Got the Heathcliff one. No cutting that time.
꽃처럼 화려한
Don Quixote, oh no. That was either Don Quixote or Sinclair. It might be a Sinclair one because it had dizzy eyes, and Don Quixote would never have such a thing.
동료를
Oh,
포기하지 않아.
jeez. Actually, maybe Don Quixote has one with that guy, now that I think about it. You have the opportunity of life to— yes, please kill him. You have everyone who fights you on every step of your way coming to you, practically presenting their heads on a silver platter, and you're just gonna let them slink away with these scratches. The war is over, and I'm not gonna kill them just because they're a bit uncooperative. Jeez. Use me to send a clear message and station every single one of your— so basically just use intimidation and force. Gotcha. Really wish Japan would just stay dead. I do not like it. I hate that fight of his. Oh, a sleep day. Interesting. Hopefully we're just gonna try the Don Quixote and Ramblings guy. Also, geez, her morale is shot. My lady seems to be in a particular mood today. When this class has ended and you guys all leave, I'll be spending my days worried to death an assassin could pop up out of nowhere. Consumed by so much paranoia and worry that I'll start twitching at shadows cast from lamplights. So would it mean anything for me to prove to them that I deserve to be the family hierarch? I've spent my whole life trying to prove to everyone that I have the will and determination, and now I have to prove to everyone that I deserve to keep it. To those bastards who only thought in their empty heads just how they can expand their rooms. Have you ever heard of playing hooky? Is that a euphemism for killing people? Well, I've rarely done it back when I was in school, but when there's too much going on in your head, you just skip school and go out to play. Let's go, Sinclair, be the bestie! I know what happened. They threw in a few dead bodies from the massacre of a decade ago, turned the pond foul, and decided to bury the whole thing. Indeed they did. The stench was so overwhelming and toxic that corpses of animals and plants could be seen. Jeez. People passing by had to plug their nose or risk passing out. Seems that a tree had taken root there. The willow tree reached deep into the pond with its roots, clearing it of all the foul grease, cleansing the water. And one day we found it clear and glittering, thriving with other aquatic plants growing within. It's recovered from the rot, becoming a normal clear pond surrounded by leaves and moss. Some months ago they introduced a few carps in there. But when they checked again, they were just as vivacious as they were on their first day. Aww. Aww, this is actually so cute. What the heck? And even the carp's having fun. Also, why are we in a bush? Why is Sinclair? Oh, because there's a shark in there. Understood, Sinclair. I now understand why you are afraid of the water. Recovery will follow as long as there's a steady route to rally around. Always gotta have time for a break. Even if that break time might last forever for some people. Just because life itself seems set against them. Really, Don Quixote and the guy do not have anything together? Jeez. Alright, so we're forced into a Heathcliff one. Maybe I try him with the Drunken Master. And yeah, we can just put Yonk down by an insane amount. The moment you shrink in front of your enemies, you've already lost, so don't. It don't matter how many there are or how threatening they look. No, you kind of just got beaten up every time. Leave it to the nerds to waste time coming up with strategies and what have you. There ain't a problem in the world you can't solve by boldly... That's a way to get yourself killed, though, Heathcliff. That's why neither of you can say shite against those buggers. Yep. Let's go, give them the backbone. No need to shrink, lad. Stand proud. Don't worry about offending me. I can take it. Unlike you, I've built enough thick skin for all kinds of insults thanks to my years in the back streets. Oh god. Is what I would have said back in the day, and I probably would have struck you with this hammer, I mean, my club. But I've changed too. Jeez. I'm glad you've at least calmed a little, Heathcliff. Actually, wait, hang on a second. Let's practice with a S, not a C. Give me that 300 Limbus, KJ. Every time there's a typo, we have to point it out, so that way there's an update to fix it, which gives us more lunacy. Oh, jeez. Is this what besties is supposed to mean? Not at all. Although I guess in a way, kind of. Alright, let's beat each other up. Go. I still don't get the sense. The best strategy is not to have a war at all. I see that's the... Eternal Clash, let's go. Nope, never mind. What's the point is helping them understand just what kind of person I am. Sinclair, I'm so sorry for this. I don't want to beat you up. I think that was a Yi song cutting as well. Oh jeez. Nice Heathcliff cut in. If you're just gonna evade the entire cheese, the disrespect. Ishmael cutting. Stick combo. That's like nothing, Sinclair. Got an Otis in there. Much closer. That wasn't even a good match. He got destroyed in that. I thought for sure Xichun would come out on top without she really did in our playthrough. I don't even know what they're saying. That's like, oh man, this was so close. It was not close at all. He got maybe 2 attacks in, and that's only because of the counter. The mark on the forehead. It came up again. Feeling a bit of a fever in my forehead, though. It's not like anything bad happened when that mark manifested back in La Mancha Land, but considering that Demian and Rim were the only other people who'd ever shown that mark, and I couldn't help but worry a little. It's clear to me that you're a homebody, but there's something behind your eyes that tells me that your life hasn't all been sun. Nope, not at all. And you can blame Cromer for that. Like I was melting away into nothing. I suddenly had to face the whole terrible world all on my own. And that was so overwhelming that, well, I'm not sure you can quite commiserate. You've been on top of your game your whole life, after all. If I'm being honest, and here's like I never even told Wei, I felt unutterably lost. There was so much that I had to do, so much responsibility. I guess neither of us were that ready for the world when we left home. I feel just as lost back home, though. Heading home must have been pretty exciting for you. Yeah, he thought he was going to see Kathy again. Something just aw. Poor Heathcliff. The painful memories. And yep, there's the shared pain again. I refuse to believe I've gotten all the combos with him. I just can't think of anyone else. Maybe Heathcliff Merceau? It sounds crazy. Gonna super boost morale though. But like the rest of the Ren is gonna suffer. The Yang is the only one really gaining much from it. I think I need to throw Xi in here somewhere. But I want to get these combos. And there's nothing. Are you kidding me? I learned the art of mad dogging and decisive action. Jeez. Took the class. Damn, we got Rambling Man again. Cool. I should really get G up. So I'm just gonna throw Faust in here, I think. And then... she gets the... Ren is just so much. I feel like I don't need Hongli for that. This should be fine. My other martial arts masters would teach me their secret techniques. So that's why it got you two pouting all lesson. What did I teach you to do as you swung your snooks? Forget all the things that put up pressure on me and face nothing but myself. That's only the start of it. First, emptiness of sound. The slight friction from the tips of your toes. So basically just close yourself off to the rest of the world. Don't let yourself get distracted. To have a form is to provide your foes with clues to predict your next move. Forget the weapons in your hands, forget your structured forms. Break the mold, become the flow, let only your will remain. Randomness seems to seep into his movements. Interesting. So yeah, this drunken master stuff. Try not to force the direction of your heart. Empty your desires and intentions both. Stab without thinking. Penetrate without gazing. Immerse yourselves. Make sure your descent is slow and gradual. We've been focusing entirely on the self with your swings thus far, so you should find it quite easy to reach the state of emptiness of mind. It's all just movements at the end of the day. I find it entirely unnecessary to give them flashy names. A truly secret technique should come without one. Honestly, kinda true. Plastered sleep understrained ripples. Interesting name. Hardly can find a pupil. Okay, so they're just gonna talk. Because I honestly do not care that much about this guy. I only hate him because of his fight. The past is smoke. I've long emptied any history worth delving into. Alright, so he definitely is one of those blades then. I also just realized this is day 28 somehow. Meaning the month is like basically done. Learned POW torture technique. Cool. Maybe I should just get the rest up to a master then. Let's go, Yisong Honglu. I don't know how I didn't think about this. Plus 50% to Yang stat gained. Interesting. I'm not entirely sure what I'm supposed to do here. It's like I can suddenly teach you guys to hear the fathoms of other people's hearts. This precise way I've installed this box called Messages from the Hearts by the door here when the lessons first began. The greatest strength of Messages from the Heart. Oh, so it's just a little message box. Yeah, you can share away their concerns without fear of judgment. Oh, jeez. Oh, thank you, Heathcliff, for being our first one. Also, what's the point of these messages anyway? If you've got to whinge at their face. Well, I ain't got much else to say, so, I've got one. My neighbor next door keeps making weird noises at night, so do something about that, yeah? Something about his smoking head over and over again. It's beginning on my nerves. If that doesn't get taken care of in a week, I'll to cheese, Heathcliff. Who dares herald the executive manager with such useless, weak-minded complaints? If we're gonna continue wasting the cheese, Otis, come on. Every time you start to do something good, you keep going back to making me dislike you. I don't know if it's just me, but someone's probably been spying on these papers. I've got proof too of all the cheese. Into a padlock notch shape, but whoever spied on it did a pretty bad job of replicating it. Oh, and another thing, my compass disappeared. We're gonna have to re-establish some household cheese. Finally, a real suggestion. Nope, it's actually just about how to build stuff. Good job, Faust. They all keep starting off so good. It's just gonna devolve into something else. I just can't let this slip away like nothing happened. The incident that happened aboard Mephi. Remember someone smashed an alarm clock against... What the heck? What even happened here? What the heck? Why is there just a random, like, murder mystery plot in this now? Not just said they were A-okay, so we just moved on. I'm telling you, I saw what I saw. I saw Greg's bug arm. She's still playing detective after time killing time. Cool. I'm trusting the anonymity thingy on this. The alarm clock broke in due to the shock at the time. The incident was pointing precisely at 22:32. And at that hour, only 2 individuals were awake for the night watch duty. Straight up. Miss Faust and... I did have a talk with Faust briefly. She made a few criticisms of my command style, and she was right. But I pretended not to hear her, because I didn't have anything to retort with. There's no way it was Faust. I noticed a dusting of cigarette ash near the shattered alarm clock. So basically, Ryoshi's our other suspect. But also you smoke too. One of them stayed put in his own room. There's a witness too. Unless that witness is a cowardly liar, I'm sure she will come forward and tell everyone exactly what happened. Dang it, Don Quixote. After a very long cheese. Possibility of procuring a scorpion arm proved more dubious than one could have expected. Thus did I convince young Gregor to join forces with me to cosplay together and capture our glorious forms in photographs. Incredible. And young Ishmael's compass was to be the captain's trinket, and for that purpose I had briefly borrowed it from her room. How could you do this, Don Quixote? I mean, yeah, at least we have Ishmael's compass now, but we still have no idea who hit Dante with a clock. I don't want to try to read the speaker's tone in the general context. Fortunately, the plot thickens. What an incredible plot twist in this event. Just, here's a murder mystery thing randomly. Ever since the incident, I could hardly lull myself to restful. In truth, it was none other than myself who pummeled your head with a clock. One must first explore that it's been torn off somehow. I write before you in shame and express my willingness to accept any punishment. I seek nothing but your forgiveness. What if he's just trying to take the... That does sound like a Yi-song thing ever since his canto. Let's go, Hung Lu. Thank you. You ever find yourself wondering if that crackling fire-like thing on top of manager's head is hot like real really? It's not like we have any other way to tell other than touching it ourselves. Unproven phenomena cannot be confirmed without direct meat. So true, actually. What are you doing? Okay, how does a clock count in this? Perhaps the sound of phlegm sinking past my gullet makes far too much of... Oh, huh? Oh, okay, so here's the smoke part of it. Playing a played out prank. That is indeed the full tale. Under the lens of hindsight's illumination, it would appear almost that I am making a secret accusation to a fellow of mine. It would be easier on my heart to simply assume the entire weight of culpability myself. And that's where it ends. So basically, Yi-song tried to turn off the alarm, and then got jump scared by Ryoshu and then dropped the clock. There must have been something. Yes, there definitely is. It's probably that. They're all probably waiting for you to show off the mark of Cain or whatever's on your forehead. And by forcing you out of your shell, you're gonna show it more. It hasn't, Sinclair. You'll be fine. Yeah, about his past and the path that lies ahead. The guilt and the pressure of having failed to confront it was never going to be easy for him to let go. You know, you just shout at me to get my act together. Yeah, but that's probably not the best thing to do. Let's go. Guy with nightly nightmares and my translator. Interesting. Well, but got everyone to expert at least, and it only took the entire month. Except I didn't. I still have Hong Lu down here for some reason. So let's just super boost one of these stats, I think. And unfortunately, it all does start with you. So then you're plus 13, and then we'll do also you. It's not going to be able to get you up to 1,000, but it'll definitely do something. And yep, there's the Ryoshi one with him. I'm still surprised Yisong and him didn't have one, given his first talk was about the self-reflection angle. The 30 days came to an end. I have nothing but absolute faith that you'll be able to conquer this final exam just as excellently as you have all the others. It's most likely you'll be facing off against a skilled foe from the Zhu or Shi family. Of course, you would doubtless wipe the floor with them. I've taught you all that I know. I hereby give you permission to leave this boot camp. Aww. About 21 alternative solutions, jeez. Do you have faith in me or not? Yo, Zhu Baoshai. Good to see you again. I definitely missed you. I couldn't stop myself from paying you all a visit out of pity. If only Xichun and Bao Yu both smiled on like nothing happened. Our blossoming years would have been peaceful still. Aw. Jeez. If a fruit has fully ripened, we have to season and taste its juices before anyone else. We can't just let go. We can't stand emptiness. My brother couldn't, my parents couldn't, but you, who was born and raised on the very same soil we were. How do you walk so softly? Aw. Let's go, he's made progress. Xichun Palanquin isn't headed to the exam site. Great, so it's a trap. Huh? I could share this earlier, but I decided to follow my own heart, as you have decided to follow yours. What fragrance do you smell from me? I smell nothing. That's so cute. And also, we have finally made it through the minigame. Just kinda sad, because I thought there would be more to it, but oh well. There is still 12 other sections. And it's more reading. We still don't have a fight. Instructions keep their eyes on the palanquin, as I have observed much strangeness from the palanquin bearers. Yet there are many places to which one may covertly kidnap the family hierarch. Good job, Zigong, for thinking ahead. What a name for an internment camp. Yep. Jeez. What a funny image still of just Dante knocked over with a clock. finally fighting. Fight, 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 fight. And I can't use the time-killing team, so I'll just go with Rupture. I think I'll go with Hex Nail as well. Now I can finally set this group. Gonna set you, I think. I feel like Blind Eyes is probably fine. Or Blind Obsession. You need to be in your Heisho pack.
명을 받듭니다.
You will also need to be your Heisho pack self and also give you Lasso.
의로움의 시간 이제야
Give
부르나.
that to you. You
좀.
don't have a Heisho one. Or you might, but I just didn't give it to you. You have the Kurokoma clan one. You also have the Kurokoma clan. We also have Family Horror Candidate, which I will need, and we'll just slot you in, I think. That's
여기서
probably for the
저만큼
best.
유능한 인재는 흔치 않죠.
And then the rest I just need to get support.
화점해두지.
And if I fail, then I just need to bring in
드디어 내
some
차례냐?
alternative units to help.
부선장이 필요한가?
지식이 저주를 끼얹을 것이 있나 보군요. 당구할
Yeah, I
것은
know, but
무엇이오?
I know it's not even at the average level, but like, I just need the rupture slashing. They will do just fine, I think. Oh, great, the other Heishos. It's the snake ones, cool. Fighting's all about morale.
위에서 당신을 관리자로 정한 데에는 합당한 이유가 있겠지.
This is definitely going to be an annoying
기대하고
fight
있겠습니다.
to start with,
단테.
but we just have to get through it.
된다면 4월을 걸어.
무상한 목숨.
And we have our own little Xichun with us.
여기서 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요.
어떤 상황이 닥쳐도 포기하지 마세나. 저들의 공격은 우리의 투지를 꿰뚫을 수 없을 테니.
흑수며 뒷박질춤.
Let's go fast. Dang it, Shmuel. Good job, Heathcliff. Definitely not gonna get the staggers for a while, but damage is damage.
이 방식을 기억하는 게 좋겠어요.
So close to a stagger there. though.
단순해서 좋군 9번 수감자. 물론 좋은 성과를 갖고 돌아온다면 달고 짭짤한 걸 준비해두지.
흑수며 뒷박질춤.
Come on, get the stagger at least first.
틈틈. 바로
Star 8 stagger into kill, that also works.
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 그런 맛이 나는데 일 처리 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 법이지.
Double good job, Roger.
이거는
Especially
충분해.
since the
너한텐
AoE skill.
조금 멀겠지만.
Was not expecting that to win, I'll be honest.
확실히 훌륭하군 9번 수감자.
I was actually
덕분에
kind of hoping
위험한
it wouldn't
순간도
win.
넘어간 적이 많다지.
If you're gonna retreat, fine.
4월을 걸어.
At least put you on the other support skill.
그림자 속으로 가라앉게.
다들 첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다 정말 강해지셨네요. 매일 보아하는 듯
숨통 끊기.
지금은 감회가
그간의
새로워요.
전투
Just got my
경험을
notes doing done.
없진 않아.
Don't have much to report on this.
족한
Oh, I guess we give life updates, and that's Omega Ruby has actually been really fun. Growing up, I only played Sapphire. I think I played Emerald once, but I didn't get far into it. But Omega Ruby has made me reappreciate the Hoenn games. I'm only 3 gyms in, working on my
적에게
4th
치명상을
one.
입혔군요.
I finally got a Gyarados.
관리자님은 당신이
Had to
생각하는
cheat to get him,
것보다
though.
대단한 능력을 갖추고 있다고 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠. 저는 언제나 옳은 말만 한답니다.
뒷박질 중.
And I think my team's pretty decent as well. Because of Omega Ruby's changes, which are, one of them is like a specific Pokemon locator with a chance to give them unique moves. I have a Mighty Yenna that basically started with Fire Fang. So he's just really strong already.
그림자 속으로 가라앉게.
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말기갈이 쉽게 하지
I
않아요.
took Marshtomp as my starter because I just love the little mudkip.
너네 분위기 완전 좋다. 무전기 너머로도 느껴져.
네, 이번 공격은 꽤 효과적일 것 같아요. 목을 콱 물어버리자고.
I've beaten my rival every single time. I don't think I've ever lost a fight actually in Omega Ruby.
모든 결과들은 하우스트가 알아요.
Like my team has just been really good with its type representation. And I've even been challenging the gyms with the same number of Pokemon the enemy has. So like I've been going into some fights with 3 Mons and one of them can just destroy the team entirely. It's really fun.
살을 풀을 마실
And also just a really fun challenge to do, I think.
사냥이 성공적이었네요. 이 흐름대로 사냥을 끝내러 가보죠.
못 쳐주게.
And this is the end of this fight. If Faust ever needs to flip a coin, that is.
끝내지. 하, 가치 없군. 죽어. 하, 가치 없.
원더풀한 선택이었어, 나리!
Thank you, Don Quixote.
약점이 뻔히 보이는 게로군. 오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다. 의의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니 내일은 더 떳떳이 살아갈 수 있겠군요.
Let's go, more fighting. Direction change. No, this setup's pretty good still, I think.
이런 임무는 뱀 중에서도 내가 제일이지. 어떤 상황이 닥쳐도 포기하지 마세나. 저들의 공격은 우리의 투지를 꿰뚫을 수 없을 테니.
So much pride on this, though.
막아내지 못해.
Jeez.
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로
One coin
기계는
flip.
입에
Come
발린
on.
말 따위 쉽게
Thank
하지
you,
않아요.
Rojo.
이 거리는 충분해. 너한텐 조금 멀겠지만.
What a mix of
단순해서
victories and
좋군.
losses there.
9번 수감자. 물론 좋은 성과를 갖고 돌아온다면 달고 짭짤한 걸 준비해두지.
목을 콱 물어버리자고.
Come on, Faust. Thank you, Faust.
효과적이네요. 이 방식을 기억하는 게 좋겠어요.
Oh, heck, I did not think you'd actually get the
모든
coin
걸
flip on that one.
걷어들일 순 없었어.
여기선 이런 공격이
Right, that's
잘못되는군요.
one death as well, so negative 10
그간의
sanity.
전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않아.
Super helpful.
적합한 조치였습니다.
다들 힘이 솟는 것 같네요. 지금 달려들면 딱 좋겠어요.
Just have
시간
to
끌 것
hope
없이
Rosa wins.
모조리 치워버리죠.
I mean, surely she will. Yeah. I don't know why I doubted her, honestly.
모든 걸 걷어들일 순 없었어.
And we get the stagger.
완벽한 선택이었어, 나리! 저들의 약점이 뻔히 보이는 게로군!
간당 목숨줄만 붙어있군. 곧 끝장낼 수 있을 것 같은데 소감자들로
Honestly,
효율적인
what is
방법을
cast is just like shredding enemies here. If only you could down the front
모든
for more
걸
damage.
걷어들일 순 없었어.
But victory is victory. Just disarming the opponents is pretty decent.
불쌍하게 울고지는
Oh, that's fast. Okay. Let's go.
이 거리는 충분해. 너한테
Delay the enemy.
알겠지만!
Dang. Let's give us a little bit more damage.
불쌍하게 울고지는군.
저기는 땅에 떨어졌네! 이제 우리를 누가 막겠는가!
뭐 처지야! 그래, 그렇게 시원하게
Thank you for
보란 맛이 나는 일 처리는 전투 감각 하나만큼은 수감자가 되어도 훌륭하긴 하고
공격 능력 평가?
At least we're moving enemies off this board now.
어허, 제대로
수 없는
꽂혔는데.
말투만 붙이면 딱 좋겠어. 4번 수감자.
Yep,
무상은 목숨,
stagger. Let's go.
불끈을 지원할 뿐.
내가 있는 곳까지 흔들리던데.
네, 완벽한 돌입이었어요.
벤담 4월을 간다.
이 피아크를 마실걸?
물론요.
가치없 죽어. 그림자 속으로 가라앉게.
치명적인 한 방이었어.
거의 진압되겠는걸요? 적에게 치명상
Oh yeah, I guess another thing I should bring up actually is just streaming in general. Because of a video I watched,
제가 늘
once I
말씀드렸죠.
finish Limbus, I think I
저는
will
언제나
change
옳은 말만
to a
한답니다.
different game. I have two on my mind right now. One of them is a Call of Duty. The other one is a Princess Maker game actually. Because I do like it, and I bought it a while back. And so, because of, you know, this event entirely, it has kind of rekindled that interest for me. And also, hopefully I can redeem myself for my last playthrough of one of the games. Just because I did so awfully. Ended up getting the prostitution ending for my sweet innocent daughter that deserved nothing but happiness.
무상은 목숨,
But it'll be fine next time, right?
불끈을 지원할 뿐.
So close on the kill on that
직원들이
one.
우세한 환경에 있습니다.
벤담
관리자님이
They're dead now.
제 말을 집중해서 듣고 있었다는
가치
결과겠죠.
죽어.
이런 과정들을 통틀어 신뢰라고
And yeah,
부른다고
I
하더군요.
do hope maybe
긍정적인
it can,
변화네요.
that at least maybe the COD game can draw some people in.
저번에 약속한 거 안 잊었지, 죽은? 그 외에 임무를 성공적으로 100번만 수행하면 죽은? 설마 소유권을 벌써 다 쓴 거야?
No idea on the
말도 안 돼.
affinities. Okay, we'll just go with the full
이건
Blade
약속이랑
team, I guess, then.
다르잖아.
I do want to see why Kurokoma Clan Wakushu kind of got like blasted for no reason.
책임은 모두 내가 진다.
I think I just throw you in because you're like generically good. I don't like I have a bleed for you, so I just throw you in because you're generically good. I have Yuto and Kurokoma for support. You I do per quad mate because that's the bleed poise one. Kurokoma for you and Ishmael.
내가 움직여야 하나?
And I put you in this one because that's bleed but also has the orange support.
화점에 두지.
드디어 내 차례냐?
일인가요?
언제나 준비되어 있다. 언제나
I think I
준비되어
have to put
있다.
you in because I don't have a light
힘안
blue
잡고 있을
anywhere
때가
else.
언제나 준비되어 있다.
힘안 잡
검은
양념 작살
And because I
놓치지
have no clue
말게.
what I'm going up against, bleed probably just is good enough for it. The first thing I noticed upon entering the room was that it was hot and muggy with the heat of battle, also evidenced by corpses of Sea Branch, Heisho torn wildly about the room. Oh jeez. Wait, what the heck happened to you? A bloodied beast rises ponderously from the ground, its gaze rising to meet ours. Oh no. Limbless snakes dare trespass. Your hideous coils, I'll crush them to molt under my hooves. Oh jeez. What a cool shot though, but especially with the eye. Jeez. This
어떤
battle
상황이 닥쳐도
pose looks
포기하지
so
마세라.
cool.
저들의 공격은
It's even
우리의
got like
투지를
animated
깨뜨릴 수
bounce
없을
to it,
테니.
the tail. So that must be the black flame from earlier. Back in the gambling scene. Man, everything just beats you, what the hell?
못 쳐지게!
Oh, jeez. That's right, I forgot your tremor rupture. And you already staggered one of my units, cool.
보이셨다면 좋은 것지.
Dang. Come on, dang it. Let's go, Ishmael. Good job, Rojo. I should definitely check his affinities after this. Stupid minus coins. Let's see. Ah, it's gonna be so annoying.
단순해서 좋건 9번
Slashing, cool. Okay.
물론 좋은 성과를 갖고 돌아온다면 달고 짭짤한 걸 준비해두지.
And your sanity is already to basically 45. Cool. What a wonderful outcome this fight already has. I think the Sinclair is also just busted.
이미 도달했다.
That Tremorburst was drowned. Dang it! Oh, wait, no, there was no way for you to win because it was 45. Gotcha. Good job on your part, though, Ishmael.
먹지.
효율적인 대처로 개체를 뛰어들었습니다.
There goes Donkey
참고로
Hotang.
기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
슬픔. 누군가의
This is
죽음을
definitely an
마주하며
annoying fight.
제가 느껴야 했던 그럼에도 애써 묻어내지려 했던 감정. 큰일이네요. 이제 여러분의 죽음이
And your numbers are just too far apart, I think, because of your
가슴
level.
아프게 다가와요.
정화.
여기에는 네 약한 부분도 쓰였지.
Part of me is tempted to cope and believe I'm supposed to lose this. Part of me is also believing I think I need to at least stagger him. Alright, you're just dead, Otis.
이런 수치가
Dang it, Ishmael. You've actually had pretty good sanity. I thought you had a chance. That's what I was hoping for. Honestly, the paralyze isn't even worth it because it's negative coin
확실히
paralyze.
훌륭하군. 5번 수감자. 덕분에 위험한
Even then, it's basically like he doesn't even have it. He's already at 45 sanity.
깨어라. 공격 능력 평가 관불.
Is there any clue on this?
연구해야 할 것 같은데.
What does hints even do other than, oh yeah, these are dangerous? Like, I feel like this just does not give me any hint about anything, really. After the two clash based on clash, interesting. That's how I can increase it. Just by making him lose. The problem is his numbers are just so friggin' busted. Also, seriously, how was any of this a hint? They're just like, aw man, you should be careful. Like these are not hints, I don't think. I feel like any of them you should be on the lookout for. But I can't tell if there's like an auto win thing for him. Like, I feel like I'm just screwed here no matter what. That's just like the main issue with all this. Is that it doesn't matter. Like, I think I just have to reset this. The bleed team is not working out, especially with this. But I want to keep going to see if there is a thing where it's just like, yes, you're supposed to lose, or yes, you're supposed to win. I need to see one of those events, and I'm just not right now. So I'm just gonna slam my head against this wall until he kills every unit, I guess.
직원 중 하나가
Mercer, you
큰
should
피해를
not be
입었군요.
alive.
그러나 아시다시피 우리는 앞으로 나아가기만 할 뿐 돌이킬 수
I assume
없어진
you're only alive because
것은
of sorcery
눈길을
of the
주지
Holy
않아도
Land or something.
된답니다.
이것까지 당신 탓을 할 순 없겠군요. 설마 알고 맞게 하진 않았을 테니.
You heal less piece, that makes sense, so you're definitely supposed to be good for this. And then you also just gain a lot of smaller buffs. Cool.
갑니다.
Alright, there goes my soul finally. I'm impressed you got the victory off Ryoshu.
다음
This one was just
세상으로
like a gimme,
넘어가려면
basically.
여기구나.
Maybe I start thinking about my next team for this. Because if I need a primary slashing one,
공격 능력 평가? 양호.
어우, 제대로 꽂혔는데.
but at the same time, maybe I just do best units for it. Because my road just doesn't have slashing except for the Kurokoma one. And I don't think its numbers are that great.
수감자를 고기 조각으로 만들어 봐야 당신만 괴로울 텐데. 시계를 돌리는 일에 너무 익숙해진 것 아닙니까?
거치적거리지만 마.
Dang it.
40. 먹지.
완벽한 선택이었어, 나리! 저들의 약점이 뻔히 보이는 게로군!
Okay. Yeah, so the slash comp is definitely the way to go with this. Just for the sanity buffs even. I don't know why I actually thought that was a good idea. Now that I really think about it.
폭격이라도 있었던 거야?
Weird that it put him to. Oh no, put him to
전방위적인
9
피해입니다.
health. Okay, I thought that
우선
said
엄폐를.
0 for a second.
안 가네!
I wonder if I actually put Dawn Sinclair in.
34개는 여기까지.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없죠.
Goodbye, Han Blue. Goodbye, the rest of my team, basically.
좋지 않습니다.
Dang it, it was a stagger at the
아군
end there.
사상자가 누적되는 건 좋지 않은 징조네요.
다시 살아난다고 너무 해이해지지 말라니까.
거치적거리지만 마.
And then unfortunately, you're definitely gonna die here, Ryoshu.
이 파도 속에서 움직일 수
At
있는
least you're going out with a Clash victory.
깨어져라.
Oh no, that's right. Losing actually does destroy those coins, basically. But these ones aren't. Especially not Destiny machines. not even a stagger
아군
anymore.
사상자가 누적되는 건 좋지
Fortunately,
않은
this just
징조네요.
is not a
다시
good enough thing
살아난다고
for it, I don't
너무
think.
해이해지지
Even
말라니까.
with him reducing the numbers by an insane amount.
거기구나. 이미 도달했다.
Let's stagger him to death.
마시던 술을
시간이
And then you're
워낙
just staggered
많죠.
because of the passive.
이제 끝장을 내야 할 겁니다. 무한한 것, 대가가 없는 것도
분명히
그
Okay, so you are
어디서
supposed to win.
있습니다.
Understood. Thank you for imparting upon me your wisdom, Wei. But it has now reached 5 o'clock.
끝날 리 없어.
So,
아직
next stream will be all about beating up
잘해볼 수
Horseway.
있는데.
Because I need to figure out a good team for him. Until then, though, what's new here? Oh, okay. Pretty easy achievements then, I guess. What a weird event.
못해요.
And it's gonna be the 10 enemies. So, let me switch scenes over. And thank you, Ren, for lurking. I hope anyone who finds these VODs will enjoy the content, even if there probably isn't much for it. Sorry I'm not that great of a streamer still. There's so much for me to work on. Hopefully with me streaming more and more, I can force myself to make improvements wherever. But until then, hope you'll have a good day. And I'll see you all probably tonight, because I do want to play more of this. Bye-bye.